I know the name Ryan Switzer, Cowboys receiver, drafted in the 4th round a couple weeks ago. Dude is showing out here. A little bit of that has to do with some injuries. Cole Beasley's been limited with a hamstring. He hasn't been at practice this week. But in his place, Switzer's been running with the first-team offense and looking like he's been doing this his whole life. You know, we're a week into OTAs, but it certainly looks like this guy is going to hit the ground running when his Cowboy career starts. He's been really impressive. There's something you notice immediately about Ryan Switzer, a special kind of quality that's hard to describe. Fortunately, the Cowboys' newest wide receiver described it himself when asked about returning punts.
Yeah, you got to have some spunk to you. You know, when you got 11 guys running down the field trying to kill you and you're looking up, you know, it takes some guts.
Great word choice, Ryan. Spunk. And the North Carolina standout has plenty of it. Switzer averaged 11 yards per return during his college career, and he took 7 of those returns to the house. That's an intriguing statistic for the Cowboys' special teams, which have lacked that explosive element these last 2 years. But as Switzer himself pointed out, he can do far more than return. In 4 years at Carolina, he caught 234 passes for an average of 12 yards per reception, with a solid 19 touchdowns to go with that.
Man, I try to play ball. I try to come in, do what I've always done, which is be a playmaker and do what they ask of me. Whether that be special teams, whether that be on offense, you know, that's up for the coaches to decide how they want to use me, and it's up to me to learn the system and make sure I know where to be and how to run my routes, all that good stuff.
So there's plenty of versatility to go along with that spunk. All of a sudden, Ryan Switzer is starting to sound a lot like Cole Beasley, the Cowboys' other slot receiver and return man extraordinaire. Obviously, those comparisons began as soon as Switzer was drafted, and they're going to continue for the foreseeable future, which is just fine with the younger receiver.
Yeah, I studied a lot of Beasley's tape, just some of the things that he does, just his crisp routes to, you know, the guy's almost always open. So there's definitely a lot of things I can learn from him.
If Switzer can develop as well as Beasley, forget about special teams. It gives the Cowboys quite a pair of mismatches on offense. And if Switzer's draft status doesn't say enough about slot receivers, then the expectations around him should.
Bees and I aren't the first to do it. There's been a magnitude of guys that have been in the league our size that have had success, you know, and those guys have really paved the way for us. And I think right now people are seeing how valuable that position is.
Mentioned it right there. I mean, the expectations on this guy are already impressive for a 4th-round pick. You don't draft a guy in the 4th round not to make an immediate impact. I think Switzer's going to have a chance on special teams, and just based on a couple of practices, I expect him to have a chance to contribute on all.